Dears from the Coventry and Warwickshire LEP, Sally Agas from the Greater Birmingham and Solihull LEP, and Serena Downer from the Combined Authority.
Thank you. Any substitutes notified?
None received, Chair.
Okay, we move to declaration of interest. I just need to declare a non-pecuniary, non-prejudicial interest as a nominated director for the UGC, which are two of the papers at items 10 and items 11. Can you make note of that, please, Carl?
Yes, certainly, Chair.
Can we use the usual procedure? You can indicate that you want to speak or put the hand up, wave your hand. I'm sure Carl. Councillor Tristram Chatfield, do you want to say something? Or are you just trying your hand out?
Laptop's playing.
Can't hear you.
Sorry. Having problems with the unmute button. There we go. Zach, can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
Yeah, sorry. I was just to declare a non-pecuniary interest as a member of the airport board, just in relation to the item regarding the APM. So.
Okay, thanks for that. We got that. All right, the usual procedure is indicate or put your hand up on the screen if you've got that function available to you, and we'll take you accordingly. Carl will be watching, I'll be watching. You can always use the chat bar as well if you want to come into the conversation. Fairly substantial agenda this morning. The minutes of the previous meeting, pages 1 to 6 in the agenda at item 4, have been circulated. I'm merely looking for those to be approved. I have one update. Ian, do you want to give us the update on item 27, please?
Yeah, we understand that this was connection with SQW selecting a project for the deep dive. We understand that that will be the UGC projects around UKC. SQW would be communicating with the sponsor directly on that. Okay,
so that's item 27. It was quite an update, and it's at item 2, and it's going to be UGC. If you remember, Andy Morgan came last time and was asked that very question. So can I take those minutes as a true record? Any dissent? None that I see. Okay, we'll take those accordingly. We then move into the items that we normally have for noting. Investment programme update. Ian and Linda, who's going to take that one? Is it you, Ian, or is it Linda?
I'm happy to do that. Highlights in there are funding commitments as of end of July were 770.4 million. There's no change from that previously reported on there. Cost incurred, the drawings to the end of June were 197.2 million. So that was an increase in the previous report, which was end of May. So it's gone up 20.7 million. So drawings are escalating. We obviously know that the Mayor and Met Leaders meeting 13th of September has agreed to hold approvals, the 801 financial ceiling. We've noted that SQW will report back in November to MHCLG on the Gateway review. There's nothing to update the board on at the moment other than what I've just mentioned about the deep dive project, but we will flag anything that needs to be brought to the board's attention as and when. I point out the statement at 6.8 that DFT funding is pending for the A46 is inaccurate. This is a Coventry scheme. I understand, and I'm going to get written confirmation. DFT 18 million match funding is confirmed, so we'll revise that for next time. We have got 57 projects on the dashboard recorded as having approved funding. Those will be split out with additional various sub-projects, but not changing the limit in the future. And we've got 6 schemes which are red status, but there's no change on those, so I'm not intending to report separately unless the board wishes me to do so.
Any questions for Ian on the report investment programme update? No one indicating on the chat bar or with a hand. So those are for noting accordingly. Thank you, Ian, and you'll update us on the item with regard to the 846 next time.
I will do, Councillor Slay.
Thank you. We therefore move on to the other standard items, Wmca Collective Investment Fund Dashboard. Again, item 6 in the agenda. Nick, are you there to just give us an update on this, please?
Yeah, morning, Chair, members. Yeah, so the three dashboards are there as usual for noting. There's no specific update on the BRPDF or the SIF. In terms of the residential investment fund, I'd just like to update board on the progress on Urban Splash Homes Port Loop scheme. We're getting encouraging sales on that scheme. We've had a further 4 offers this month, so the first 28 modular units are now on site, and 5 sales have been received and are going through, which is encouraging in the current market. So that's the update on the RIF. I'm happy to take any questions at all on BLPDF, SIF or RIF dashboards.
Okay, any questions for Nick on the 3 dashboards that we've got in front of us? None indicated, they're just for noting. Okay, thank you, Nick. Thank you for that. We therefore move to item 9 on the agenda, which is exclusion of the public and the press, and therefore we pass the following resolution in accordance with section 100A4 of the Local Government Act 1972. The press and public be excluded from the meeting due to the consideration of the following items of business, as they involve the likely disclosure of exempt information relating to the business affairs of any particular person, including the authority holding that information.